Okay, Phoenix home prices are falling. The local economy is still booming. What is going on? Like Charlie Sheen would say, losing. Oh no, I'm just kidding. Winning, right? I had to put that in there because it's been a while. Shout out to Charlie Sheen because no one's talked about him for a while, but maybe that's actually a good thing. I don't know. But right now, homeowners in Phoenix are not winning, generally speaking. They are losing. And there's an article we're going to talk about here today. I'm going to show you that talks about the drop of net profit that Phoenix homeowners, as measured by one big bucket, are experiencing because it's going in the wrong direction. But if you think about it, it's going in the wrong direction pretty much, not everywhere, but in most major cities that had a good amount of appreciation since post COVID, which Phoenix has experienced. A lot of the Sun Belt states, a lot of the Southwest states on the coast. And so they don't really have a whole lot of places to go but down. Now, you're noticing some of the Midwest and Rust Belt states actually going up for seller profit because they didn't really have that big boost when we were in COVID because some of them were in lockdown a little bit longer, that sort of thing, right? So it kind of makes sense, but nonetheless, we know prices still aren't going in the right direction. I'm not painting a rosy picture right now, guys. I'm not saying the median home price is going up because, spoiler alert, it's not. It actually went down. Now, it was holding pretty steady the last several weeks, despite not a whole lot of good news across the marketplace, but it finally did give in a little bit. I'm going to show you a graph on that in just a second. Now, there's some really cool things happening in the local economy. I think that gets overshadowed right now due to what the housing market is doing. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that too, because guys, y'all know what happens. A housing market is only going to stay at a certain level for a certain time based on the extenuating circumstances surrounding it, right? Things like population migration, population influx, wage growth. And wage growth comes from job creation. And job creation a lot of times comes from businesses starting or moving / relocating to a certain city. And that's exactly what's happening to Phoenix right now. Now, does that make Phoenix immune from the rest of the aspects of what is happening with the economy in America? No, it definitely does not. That is for certain, but it will play a role in helping Phoenix get out sooner than most cities from the dumpster fire that a lot of the housing markets are in across America. Now, we're going to share my screen and we're going to jump right in, guys. But if you don't mind, let me know where you're watching from. Put a comment in here. Let me know where you're watching from. It helps the algorithm kind of curate better so YouTube knows who to push this out to that's actually interested. This is all about Phoenix. This is a local Phoenix, hyper local to an extent when it talks about the whole America, all 50 states, hyper local content for the greater Phoenix area, including all the major 17 suburbs and outlying areas throughout Maricopa County and even a couple in Pinal County that we're going to talk about actually today. So where are you watching from? If you have a question, put it in the chat. I'd be happy to answer that and challenge me. You don't believe in what I'm saying? Challenge me. Let's get that conversation going. I had a challenge 3 weeks ago, and it was glorious. Why? Because we had a good conversation. That doesn't mean I was right. He had some good points, but he challenged me, and it was fantastic because we went back and forth, and I used data, of course, data over drama, facts over fiction, to deliver my side of the story. But I'm going to share my screen. We're going to dive in right now, and we're going to get right to it, guys. I'm going to get right to it. You're going to see exactly what I'm looking at, which is median home price. I told you it went down a little bit, and there you go. So for all the people that are naysayers right now in this marketplace, you can see a bigger view right here. It did go down, and right now, currently, it's hovering at 446,700 with the reading here in July. Now, the last reading was May at 455, and then June, we don't have a dot here for June, but May 455,000, and now we're at 446,000. It's about a $9,000 drop in what is arguably the most accurate reading for price point in any city, which is the median home price. So there you go. You can see the zigzag along the way, but if you notice the stretch from October 22 or December, I should say 22 to today, we're still up a good amount, guys. So the market came, flying down here the back half 22 when inflation went through the roof. You know what I'm saying, right? And the rates went high. We're at 415. So what 415 from December 22, if you had bought around the 1st of January, say of 23 or end of 22, you go from 415 to 446.7. So you are sitting pretty. There is equity there to be had. So the people who run national channels, clickbait stuff, trying to get people to click on their video and watch it so that people can advertise on that channel, you guys are ridiculous, because right now people do have equity, even people who bought in the last couple of years. Now, there's obviously an exception to the rule everywhere you look. There are short sales happening. People are having to for sell for less than what they bought for in some situations, because they've gotten multiple bidding wars, or maybe they just got bad advice and they bought in the wrong area at the wrong time in 2023-24, which is possible. It is possible, because the general all the cities across Maricopa County don't all look like this. This is the compilation of all of them. There are some cities that have done better than others, obviously, the past 2-3 years. Okay, so where'd you buy it? Good question. Now, I'm going to jump over here real quick to show you the quick Cromford market index. We're at 72.3, guys. That actually went up a little bit. It was teetering, man. It was at 71 and some change, trying to get in that 60s. If it hit the 60s, I don't know what would happen. I haven't seen it in the 60s in my 20 years. Well, that's not true. In the Great Recession, it did hit that number and then some. But for the last, let's say, 12 years or so, I haven't seen anything remotely close to 60s, and we are we're right in that fringe. Okay, so you can see that mark right there. Now I'm going to go over here and talk about a little development. We're going to jump around a little bit here and go back to some housing market in just a second, so stay tuned for that. But the local economy is just on fire right now. Right, here we go. Arizona holds steady in CNBC's top states for business rankings. Let me blow it up for you. Okay, and you're going to see that this article is actually pretty interesting. We're not number one. We're not the best when it comes to states we're doing business in. But if you are looking for a high-paying job, if you are looking to actually start a business of some sort, Phoenix is going to be a good city to do it in. We are ranked number 12 of all 50 states, of course, right? And our number one thing we ranked third in the country on was infrastructure, guys. So listen to me. We're infrastructure. Number two, the next thing was the workforce and infrastructure. So again, why are all of these businesses attracted to start or move to the Phoenix area? We're ranked number 6 in workforce. We not only have a lot of Gen Z, if you will, college graduates, people moving from graduating college somewhere else to Phoenix because they want to experience what Phoenix has to offer, with the lifestyle it has to offer as a young professional. Number 6 in the entire country for workforce, and number three in infrastructure. Now, if you're somebody that likes a big city feel and you don't want to be stuck in traffic every single day, and you want to have the convenience of, like, 23 Home Depots all by you, or a grocery store within a half of a pitching wedge from you, then they're everywhere. They're everywhere, and that's how Phoenix rolls. We are spread out. We are a sprawling city, which can be a negative. On the flip side, when it comes to walkability and high-rise living, we have some of that, but not a ton. So it's going to be really good for the spread out infrastructure where traffic flows well, streets are designed well. There's not a lot of log jams in too many places. We do have a lot of construction right now. There's no doubt about that, because it's booming. So in the next 10 years, it's going to continue to boom and will be the benefactor of everything that's going on. Okay. Big Mac, what's happening? Thanks for the comment here. Is living near the, by the way, I always want to say Big Mac on live on the internet. That just sounds cool. Big Mac, right? So you must be a cool dude, or could be a female. Is living near the data centers bad? Good question. I don't know exactly what you mean by that. Like, is it like bad for your health? Like, is there additional radioactive, waves that may be what you're looking or leaning towards? And you know what? There's no exact science to that. It's kind of like, I'll be honest with you. Right now, we are looking to go with Verizon 5G home internet. I'm going somewhere with this, guys. Stay with me, okay? Right now, we have CenturyLink. It's fiber optics, right? And it's doing okay, but we can get a better deal with Verizon 5G home internet. If some of y'all have that and you have experienced this, comment. Let me know what to do here, because I don't know what. I was like, let's go. It's like 5 times the speed as CenturyLink, and it's the same cost. But my wife said, you know what? I think the 5G cell tower deal has more radioactive waves, and maybe it's not as healthy. So we did some research on it. And what we found is, like, it's just people's opinions. There's no conclusive from a governing body or authority saying that it is or isn't. It might be. I don't know. So I'm kind of stuck right now with both. I got both in my house right now, and I can't keep doing that. I got to get rid of one of them. So So Big Mac, I don't know, man. Like, I haven't heard that in terms of conclusive evidence. But I will say that the homes, the subdivisions that are within these areas, give it like a mile to 5 miles, are probably going to do pretty better in the future. Why? Because of the job growth, and they're probably in a transportation area that is actually moving pretty well. Okay, so Rendora's Walk. Hey, thanks for commenting. Hello, I sent a text, no response. Okay, listen, text me on my personal cell 480-227-2028 or that number below. Either one. We will get back to you. I promise you. After the show, we'll see what's up, and I'll shoot your text back. You have my word. Okay. Rendora's Walk. Thank you for commenting. All right. Now back to the articles. Okay. Back to articles, because there's some good ones here, guys. So Phoenix is doing really well. It's claimed right here. It's holding steady at number 12. Not number 1, but number 12. Not bad. Okay. Let's keep it moving. We're gonna just roll through some of this local economy stuff. Silicone in the spotlight. All right. Now Silicone in the spotlight. We're not talking about anyways, we're talking about the Silicone Desert, reference to actually the desert, right? Which is here in Phoenix for all the semiconductors, the Silicon Valley and, in Northern California. They're saying that Arizona, Phoenix really, is the Silicon Valley in the desert here, right? And in the Southwest. And we are booming. Now we have the 2 largest semiconductor manufacturers in the entire world right here in Phoenix. We have the headquarters of Intel, and we have the largest investment ever in the state of Arizona with Taiwan Semiconductors Manufacturing Company plant that they're putting in the North Phoenix area. So it's going to be crazy. Now, what they're saying is, guys, check this out. Rendora, thank you. Absolutely. My pleasure. No, thank you. And I will get back to you. Shoot me a text on that. I will get back to you after the show. Okay. But this is kind of cool, guys. Semicon. Now, here's why this is cool. Oh, yeah. You're getting another, okay, Kelly, Arizona's getting another little, convention. No, this is a big convention. We're talking maybe 40,000 people attending. And check this out. Read this headline right here. Semicon West is coming to Phoenix October 7th through the 9th, marking the first time the conference will be held outside of the Bay Area in 55 years. 55 years. Okay. Now, this article goes on to say that the reason this is happening is obviously because of what I just said, Intel and TSMC. All the semiconductor manufacturing activity and pretty much all activity and all the sidebar activity that goes with it is right here in Phoenix. It's no longer in places, well, I shouldn't say it's no longer, it's in places like Silicon Valley, but not nearly the scale it will be in Phoenix in the near future here. So they are going to be on a rotational basis over the next 5 years, they said, where it's going to come to Phoenix, back to San Francisco, Phoenix, and so on and so forth. Back to, and that's where it's going to go over the next 5 years. So this is a big win, and will put Phoenix on the map when it comes to the semiconductor industry in general. So think about now, guys, hold on. Think about this. Think about what this did for San Francisco over the past 50 years, okay? When it comes to like the economy and what San Francisco is known for, and then what followed that in terms of what I help people do. Housing. Now, I'm not saying housing was ever cheap in San Francisco, let's be honest, but like, what did that all do to housing because of the boom in that industry and industries like it in that tech? It boomed, right? And property values went through the roof. Now, listen, we have an affordability issue right now in Phoenix overall. But if we have higher paying wage growth, could the housing market go up a little bit? It could. If some of these people that live in San Francisco, Bay Area, California, get relocated to the Phoenix area for jobs with these companies and the suppliers of these companies and their high paying jobs, could they pay a little more for a house than the average Phoenician? They could. And so could this potentially in certain segments across the Phoenix area increase home values in the next 5 years, even if the market's kind of like flat? It could. Now, I'm not a proponent for that. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying it's a plausible scenario. And so following the local economy and what is coming down the pike is very important. And this is another example of what the world, not just the country of America, the world is kind of seeing with Phoenix being kind of put on the map here, okay? So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about, what am I doing here for home value? Should I buy? Should I not buy? What's the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years look like if I don't buy? Or if I do buy, what could that do for me and my home equity over the course of time? But again, it's over the course of time. Now, let's go to another one here. Tesla, okay, initiates the process of bringing driverless robotaxis to the valley. Guys, I talked about this last week, okay? Talked about this, and who are they competing with in this scenario? Yeah, Waymo, right? We have the driverless Waymo cars, which are Jaguar cars that are all decked out, right? But who owns Waymo? The parent company is Alphabet, which is Google, okay? They own Waymo. Now, Tesla is coming into the market here with robo-taxis, and they are using a different type of software, one that is a little bit, it's different, and it's cheaper based on artificial intelligence more so than like hard tech and that sort of thing. Again, layman's terms, don't blow me up on that, but that's kind of like the deal. It's different, and it's cheaper to actually deploy into cars that are driverless. So he's trying to make it cheaper than what Waymo charges right now to do this taxi deal with the robo taxis. Now they just launched in Austin, and they have some issues like Waymo did too a couple weeks ago. But they're bringing it to Phoenix here, so we'll see how that does. And would you take a robo taxi? Would you even take a Waymo? Guys, I've never taken a Waymo. I'm too chicken. You know what? Because that's just weird to me, right? Sit in the back and like look up and no one's driving, but it's driving. I don't know. Like that seems weird to me. I don't know if I'm there yet, right? I know maybe because I'm so old. I hear some 22-year-old watching the show right now who's very intelligent, by the way, for watching the show for 22. But you're saying, what's this guy talking about, right? Just get in the car and go, right? And be on your phone all the time. Don't even look up. And if you get crashed, you won't even see it coming, right? I know. That's probably what I should do. Okay, but I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. All right. Now, guys, let me know what you think, though. Would you take this robotaxi or Waymo? Anyways, next article. There's some good ones here. Arizona, unemployment claims down nearly 10% in 2025, the study reveals. That's good. That means unemployment is low in Arizona. It's beating most other states across America, okay? It ranks among the top 10 states, with the most decreased unemployment claims in the last week, according to Wallet Hub. So Arizona's unemployment claims are decreased 9.43% year over year, ranking 5th nationally. Guys, this is good stuff, okay? This is good stuff. That means that Arizona is strong when it comes to the job creation and retaining those jobs. And it's going to keep growing, guys, because of all these things we're sharing right now. Here's another one. Coolidge, Queen Creek, helped pace Arizona to 5.9% growth over 4 years. The fastest growing cities in the Phoenix Metro. Where are they? I got you covered right here. Pay attention. Here we go. We're going to go fast. Coolidge is the fastest growing city in Arizona, followed by Queen Creek. All right. Now, why is Coolidge growing so fast? What's the big thing? Well, not outside of affordable housing, because it's on the outskirts in the Southeast Valley in Pinal County. So you have more housing that's affordable, but you have Procter & Gamble that just is launching a huge manufacturing plant down there as well, bringing some really good jobs down to Coolidge that never were there before. Okay, let's go back. Arizona now has 7.8 million residents, ranking 14 among 14 of the U.S. states. 3 West Valley cities have also seen strong, steady growth. Okay, so what I believe this article went on to say is that in the vast majority of the cities, of the 30 right here, of the 33 cities and towns in Maricopa and Pinal counties included in this week's city populations list, okay, 25 of them gained population over the 4-year period. 25, only 8 lost population out of those 33 cities in those 2 counties. That's pretty good, guys. That means that the population influx is good and positive, going in the right direction. Another one, Phoenix home sellers profits dip but fare better than many markets. Okay, so this is the article I was telling you about at the very beginning of this video, that home seller profits are dipping. Okay, that means prices are going what? Up or down? Not up, down. And so the median home price reflects that. Finally, with this recording here in July, going down about $9,000 from May over the 2-month period. $9,000 on the median home price in the wrong direction. Or if you're a buyer, it's the right direction. It's the right direction, right? Because it makes the house more affordable. Okay. The median profit margin for Phoenix home sellers was down 5.8% year over year during the first quarter of 2025. 5.8%. Now, the national median profit margin fell on home sales 50%. Phoenix Metro profit margin decreased 52.4%. The biggest decreases were in Florida and California. No surprise there, guys. And why? What is this all about? This is simply saying that because home prices are going down and appreciation is not continuing, well, when that happens and you're going to sell, you're going to have a decreased profit margin than what you would have had if you would have maybe sold a little bit earlier before the market started moving in the wrong direction. Okay. Big Mac, what's going on? There's been, oh, sorry. Let me pull this up here for you. There's been a lot of concern lately about data centers in Arizona. Yes, this is true, especially in suburban areas like Peoria, Goodyear, Buckeye, and Mesa. Yeah, that is true. In fact, the governor of Arizona actually put just passed some legislation or put forth legislation to actually slow down the development of data centers by enacting or trying to get rid of some of the tax breaks and things like that that the state was giving these companies to go ahead and do these data centers. So that is true. But again, the reason why isn't because my understanding, Big Mac, isn't because of like health issues, radioactivity, or anything of that nature. Although that might be a thing. I don't honestly know. I haven't heard that. But primarily because of the use of water and basically the heat that comes from large data centers, right? That's generated from these servers and whatnot, rises up, and of course that goes into the ozone, and that makes the overall temperature in the area be a little warmer, right? It contributes to that. No different than if you had, 100,000 semi trucks on the road that are all burning diesel fuel, as opposed to 2 semi trucks on the road. Same thing, right? So, and because we sit in a valley, I just did a video on this, by the way. I'm releasing it next week or on Saturday at 8 a.m. this week, 8 a.m. local time. And one of the things I talk about in there, it's actually gonna be a pretty funny video. I think you guys should watch it. 8 a.m. YouTube, Everything Phoenix. Okay, releasing this video. But one of the things that we're talking about on there is air pollution and air quality. Okay, and one of the things that people don't realize is that Phoenix has obviously you sit in a valley, so we're kind of in a bowl, but you have a lack of humidity. Normally, it's like, dude, that's amazing. I hate humidity, right? I left every other part in America to come to Phoenix so I wouldn't be in the humidity. I hear that all the time. So that's good when it comes to not being as hot. But the downside is humidity actually helps dissipate like pollutants in the ozone at a faster rate. And so when you don't have that, it continues to have the air quality just not be as good unless it can escape when maybe it cools down a little bit and things of that nature. So that was a long-winded answer to your question, Big Mac, but it's a good one, primarily because of the heat that generates from these big shells. They are big industrial shells with a lot of equipment inside. Okay. But it's good for business. It's good for jobs. It's good for that kind of thing. It's just probably not overall good. If you have too many of them, I think everything in moderation, right? If you have too many of them, not good for the overall climate, right? Especially in the summertime. Okay. But good question. Now, back to the articles. Okay. A couple more here, guys. We have a lot to cover here. There's some good stuff here. Now, Scottsdale penthouse suite with Sunset Mountain views lists for $2.8 million. Now, why would I put that in this show today? Well, because I want to show you a couple things. I got a map fired up ready for you. I'm going to show exactly what I'm talking about. But this is a penthouse suite. You can see it has amazing views, right? For $2.8 million. And it's all glass. This is the Optima Kierland right in the central Scottsdale area, which is a booming area. We're talking over $20 billion with a B of construction happening right there in this Kierland Commons, Scottsdale Quarter area. Matter of fact, Scottsdale Quarter, guys, this is a stat right here. Scottsdale Quarter just actually sold for $645 million to a firm that actually is buying it and they're going to sink more money into it to actually revitalize it further. So think like the Soho, New York City, Manhattan, Soho vibes. They're going to put a spin on it to make it even more modern, more Soho-ish, that type of vibe at the Scottsdale Quarter area. Now, Scottsdale Quarter is not that old, and it looks good, in my opinion. Not good enough, but they paid $645 million for it, and they are going to sink more money into making it look even more spicy. I mean, think about this, right? It's going to be pretty sick. And with all the construction and new development happening in that 5-mile radius around that Greenway Road, Scottsdale Road intersection, that is going to be that place is going to be bananas, right? But for traffic, not so great, but walkability score will start to increase with all this over time when the stuff is all built out. So that will help. But again, trying to drive through there and stuff is going to be a little hectic, especially in the beautiful time of the year, like January, February, when, all these visitors are in town. Okay. But going back to the article, I'm going to share this with you because there's other things going on here. So to describe that area, you have this development. Obviously, it's already there for Optima Kierland, which is just bananas. You have another one going in at the McDowell Mountain project, another Optima project, right? all glass right here going in the same vicinity. And then you have Mayo Clinic's hospital. You have Banner Health, a $400 million hospital campus. You have ASM America's proposed Scottsdale headquarters. And guys, this is all happening right in this area of Scottsdale. So if I pull up my map right here, I'm going to zoom in. You see where it says Kierland. I know y'all see Costco, right? Because you got to have a Costco nearby. But right here, there's the Scottsdale Air Park, which is one of the busiest Scottsdale airports, private airports in the entire country. It's amazing, get in and out. And but right here, you have Kierland Commons. Okay, you can see it, right? Kierland. Now there's Greenway Parkway that dead ends in the airport, so you have to go this north or south here. Then of course it continues up here or go down around the runway. But right in this area, Kierland Commons, right over here, my cursor is Scottsdale Quarter. Just purchased for $645 million, the most expensive real estate purchase in the history of the state of Arizona for a real estate like actual property. Okay. Now, if you look right up here, see this big dirt lot here? This is where the park is going in. This is the old Cracker Jack site, and it's $1 billion project. The park, centered after Central Park in New York City. They're going to have Central Park right in the middle of all the condos and retail they're putting in and office. Okay. And then you go just a little bit further north up Scottsdale Road here. There's a TPC Scottsdale golf course. You come up here and you get to this area right here, which is awesome, right? I'm getting to it, guys. Sorry, my cursor's being weird. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay. I went too far. My bad. Right over here. Off Hayden. This right here is where the proposed ASM headquarters is going in. This is where the Banner $400 million hospital campus is going in right here, construction. And then there's still some more land right there. And then over here, 56, here's the Mayo Clinic Hospital. They're doing a $2 billion project here. And then this land right here, just underneath the 101 to Mayo Boulevard, is going to be a joint venture with ASU. They're doing a biomedical campus that's going to be hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars all through here as well. It is going to be sick. I'm just telling you guys. So the development and what's happening right here in this Scottsdale under the 101 corridor, like I call it, North Central Scottsdale right here, is going to be incredible. Okay. So that's all coming here soon. All right. Freeman team, what's up? Never. Well, elaborate. Never what? Come on, man. Let's give me some details. Let's go. Do you disagree with me? Let's have a conversation. Spirited right here. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So guys, a few more things. Here we go. Florida construction company, Giant, acquires Phoenix Roofing Company. Okay. I just put this in here to show you that the trades are where it's at. By the way, if you're thinking about starting a business in Phoenix, the trades are where it's at. AI cannot touch these. You know, it will help enhance their sales and all that stuff. But in terms of the actual work, and this roofing company just got bought for $810 million in Arizona by a big company in Florida. So there's an idea for you. All right. Another thing, a couple more things. Ritz Carlton Paradise Valley condo hits the market for $6.95 million and it boasts a rare private pool. So this condo right here, guys, on the market for almost $7 million, has its own pool, a condo, its own pool. Now there's 80 of these villas in the Ritz Carlton. 80 of them, 79 have all been sold. So out of 80 villas in the Ritz Carlton project, 79 are all sold. One is available, and there you go, $7.95 million with its own pool. You get the amenities on this project of the Ritz Carlton, which is amazing. You also have a couple of sections of the Ritz Carlton project, the estates and so on and so forth, that have bigger houses. So that's pretty cool. Now you have that going on, and let me share my screen because there's a couple more things I want to share with you guys. Let's talk one more thing I want to share with you guys. Okay, Speckholm, and I got some. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Okay, we're going to talk rates and a little bit more housing market. Speckholm with secret passage door sells for record $7 million in Flagstaff. $7 million in Mountain Town, Flagstaff, which is 2 hours away from Scottsdale, an hour and a half away from North Phoenix. And you change the complete weather and the temperature by just driving an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So it's pretty cool. You can escape the heat in Phoenix in the summertime. Get the Flagstaff in this house. Just sold for $7 million. The most expensive sale ever in Flagstaff. And there are more coming from the same builder, Two Hawks Design in Pine Canyon. Let me know if you have any more questions. There are several more homes they're building right now. They have 5 of them already started underway, is my understanding. Okay. Now let's talk rates real fast. All right. Rates currently are at 6.85%. They're still below 7, which is good, but it's not fantastic. Okay. And they're not moving too much just quite yet. But there is a Fed meeting coming up soon. And let me show you this article, guys, because this is interesting. What do you think rates are going to do? Go up or down? I think they're poised to potentially go down a little bit here in the next month or two. And this article is one more reason as to why. This is interesting. Mortgage rates move higher despite decent inflation reading. Mortgage rates are based on bonds, and bonds don't like inflation. While inflation reports are higher than the market expected, rates tend to rise, all things being equal. But here you go. Today's inflation numbers were a bit lower than the median forecast. They were lower. They went down. Okay. This scenario is typically more likely to push rates lower. Indeed, in the first hour of following today's consumer price index release, bond trading implied lower rates. Then things changed. Recall our closing reminder from yesterday, which qualified the conventional wisdom reaction, saying that even then traders will look into the underlying composition of the numbers and assess whether changes were driven by tariff-dependent categories. Guys, okay, so what is all this nonsense? Let me break it down for you. Okay, inflation rates went up. Why? Because inflation skyrocketed in 2022. They went up, and they were around 7% plus or minus, right? They went a little higher, obviously. And then inflation was high for a while, and then it came down. And now inflation is around the targeted, according to CPI, around that 2.0%, which is the target rate the Fed has. It's getting closer to that number. It's pretty darn close in the 2.4, I think, range, 2.3 range. Okay. They went down lower than expected. And what did rates do? Didn't move, barely, hardly at all. Okay. And they keep saying because of the tariffs. Well, the tariffs are not even really doing much right now. Let's be honest. Okay. There's a lot of talk of it, but in terms of actual underlying like trading dollars and what's happening, it's not doing a whole lot. It still could in the future. I'm not saying it won't, but the rates should adjust, and they're not based on the inflation data primarily. I know the US dollar is pretty weak right now, and that's causing some issues too. I get it. But I just think that you're seeing that if I'm flipping the coin, I'm going to bet on the one side of the coin that is probably more towards rates coming down a little bit. And when the Fed meets again, probably dropping the federal funds rate a quarter point. That's my thoughts. But we'll see what happens. And then hopefully with that, the 30-year fix comes down a little bit. We don't need, 6.5 would be great. 6.4 would be fantastic. But we'll see what happens. Okay. Stay tuned to this show. We'll keep watching this for you and monitoring it for you. Now, a couple more things on the housing market, and then we will be done. Okay. There's the median price you saw. Now, guys, I want to point out this right here, this line right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth line down. Okay. Look, last month, sales, not like, homes on the market or people thinking about selling, people who actually sold their house. It closed, it recorded, new buyer bought it. 6,041 people bought a home last month in the dead heat of the summer in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, is that down? It's a red arrow. Absolutely, it is down from 6,700. Last year, this time, there was only 5,716 homes that sold. Okay, because it does go down in summertime. No doubt about that. No question about that. But typically in August, we'll get down around 4,200, 4,400 homes that will sell. And so that could happen next month. We'll see, because July is a little bit slower. But 6,000 homes selling is still pretty darn good when the sky is falling. So I just want to keep that in mind for you guys, because eventually that word gets out. Sellers get a little more confidence. They get a little more confidence. They get a little more bullish. They get more bullish. They may not negotiate as much as you would like them to negotiate when you do want to buy. But if you hire the right agent, we'll still be able to negotiate really well for you. I promise. Okay. All right. So a couple more things and we're out of here, guys. I just want to show you two more graphs. Let's bounce over here. The active listing weekly count actually did flatline. It was going down pretty good tick in that flatline here. So that's interesting, right? Because if it flatlines, because demand's not going up, right? Demand's not really going up right now. It's not, it's not tanking, but it's not going up. It's just low consistently. And it has been for the last several months. But this is interesting. Now, I do anticipate this to turn again and go back down. But you will notice the last 3 years around this time, what has active listings done? Gone up. And if they do, and demand stays the same, that could cause more compression on prices, causing them to maybe go down a little bit further, which again would not be that weird this time of year for Arizona. What will be the tall tale sign is getting past the month of August and looking to see what happens in September. Okay. Now, a couple more things here. Trustee deeds, i.e. foreclosures. Where do they stand? Oh, we got to refresh this bad boy. Make sure we got the most accurate, up-to-date data for you. But we're going to refresh that, and it has gone up. Look, okay. Now, not much, right? But it's gone up. 30 notices and 53 reverted to the beneficiary. So that's 50 plus 30 is 83. 83 that have gone to foreclosure, if you will. Okay, 83 compared to, this is 2015. We had, we had 214 and we had over 400, right? So it's minimal. It's minimal at this point still, no matter what the gurus that are trying to get clickbait on YouTube tell you. Okay. Last but not least, contract ratios, guys. This measures the where we stand on as a one hit, number for all the active listings on the market compared to the properties that are actually going under escrow and selling and closing. Okay. So right now it's not going in the right direction because a higher contract ratio is a better market. But right now, at least for sellers, right? But right now we are at a 30.1. If you're above 30, you're still doing okay. But if it drops below 30, that gets kind of skinny. Okay. So we don't want to really drop below 30 unless, again, if you're a buyer, these are all good things, right? Right. So my question to you, if that's what you are, is at what point is it a good enough market for you to jump in and buy? Is it right now? And if it's not, what would have to happen? Because that's a question, and whether you use me or not, right? I'm a real estate agent and I've been doing this for 20 years here, and I would love to help you out. And my team would love to help you out too, and give you just a great customer service experience. But if it's with someone else, that's totally cool. If that's your professional choice. My question though is when? Like, when is it going to be good enough? Does the contract ratio have to go sub 27? Does the active listings have to be above a certain number? Does the price have to go below 435 instead of 446 on the median home price where it currently stands? Ask yourself that question and have that answer, because if you don't, then it's going to be hard to ever know when the right time is, and you will always be reacting. And you'll be reacting as soon as you hear all this news about the market turning around, then you'll jump in, and it will never be too late, but it wouldn't have been maybe as good a deal as you could have got if you could have had the gamut on the negotiation leverage on your side as a buyer. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us here for this 30 minutes or so on YouTube Live. I really enjoy my time with you, and we do this every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. local. And if I missed a couple Tuesdays here in the summertime because that's our family vacation time. We travel sometimes during the week, but if I miss one, I'll put it on my Instagram stories at Kelly Cook Homes, so you'll know if it's coming up. Next week could be one of those, just telling you guys, but that will be the last one, and then it'll be steady Eddie through the end of the year. Okay, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. live, and then look for the videos we release every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. local time. Okay, thank you so much, guys. And until next week, Phoenix, keep it classy.